Shalom. As always, we're going to start off with Colossians 3 and 17. We're going to go over some laws and the topic today. So Colossians 3:17, whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua in the name of the Lord and Savior, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua in the name of the Lord and Savior. So all that we say and do is going to be in the name of the Lord and Savior. And we give thanks to the Most High by Him and saying in the name of the Lord and Savior by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua. So as Mashiach Yahushua said, no man comes to the Father but by Him in St. John 14:6. Told us in verse 13, you ask anything in my name, I will do it, that the Father can be glorified in the Son. So you ask anything in my name, I will do it. Say, if you love me, keep my commandments. So we're going to go into the book of Leviticus. The Most High revealed the laws to Moses. He wrote the first 5 books of the Bible. Very key that we see this. So let's look at Leviticus, the 17th chapter. And it reads, And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, and unto all the children of Israel, and say unto them, This is the thing which the Most High hath commanded, saying. So the Most High is commanding Aaron and his sons these commandments. What man soever there be of the house of Israel that killeth an ox, or lamb, or goat in the camp, or that killeth it out of the camp, and bringeth it not unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, to offer an offering unto the Most High before the tabernacle of the Most High, blood shall be imputed unto that man. He hath shed blood, and that man shall be cut off from among his people. Wow. Y'all ready for that? Look at Deuteronomy 12 and 5. So you have to bring it to the door of the tabernacle. Deuteronomy 12 and 5. It says, But unto the place which the Most High your power shall choose out of all your tribes to put his name there, even unto this habitation, his habitation shall ye seek, and thither thou shalt come. And thither ye shall bring your burnt offerings, and your sacrifices, and your tithes, and heave offerings of your hand, and your vows, and your freewill offerings, and the firstlings of your herds and of your flocks. And there you shall eat before the Most High your power, and ye shall rejoice in all that ye put your hand unto, ye and your households, we and our families, wherein the Most High thy power hath blessed thee. Ye shall not do after all the things that we do here this day. Every man whatsoever is right in his own eyes. That's really what's happening today. Everybody's doing whatever's right in their own eyes. Like it's the Sabbath, you should be shut down from everything, doing everything, and being in the word of the Most High, as it is written. Or he would say, cut you out, cut you off, cut you out of the children of Israel. He says, For ye are not as yet come to the rest and to the inheritance which the Most High your power giveth you. Well, we can't say it no clearer, because we sure haven't come to our rest in the inheritance that the Most High has given us. We know it's the last days, but we haven't received this inheritance as of yet. So you look at it from then till now, because that's what we're waiting on, our inheritance. We haven't seen it. Waiting on us to get ourselves together. It says, verse 13, it says, take heed to thyself that thou offer not thy burnt offerings in every place that thou seest. Any place that you see it, you're going to offer a burnt offering anywhere. It says, but in the place which the Most High shall choose in one of thy tribes, one of the 12 tribes, the place that the Most High chose, there shalt thou offer thy burnt offerings, and there thou shalt do all that I command thee. Verse 15, notwithstanding, thou mayest kill and eat flesh in all thy gates, whatsoever thy soul lusteth after, according to the blessing of the Most High thy power, which he hath given thee. The unclean and the clean may eat thereof, as of the roebuck and as of the hart. Only ye shall not eat the blood, ye shall pour it upon the earth as water. So, going back to Deuteronomy 17, verse 4, and bringeth it not unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, to offer an offering unto the Most High before the tabernacle of the Most High. Blood shall be imputed unto that man. He hath shed blood by killing the ox or the lamb or the goat, and that man shall be cut off from among his people. That's serious. That's how serious this is. It says, and to the end that the children of Israel may bring their sacrifices, which they offer in the open field, even that they may bring them unto the Most High, unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, unto the priest, and offer them for peace offerings unto the Most High. So we have to bring our sacrifices before the priest, and the priest could offer them for a peace offering before the Most High. And the priest shall sprinkle the blood upon the altar of the Most High at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and burn the fat for a sweet savor unto the Most High. See, that's the law, and they let you know we had the law from the beginning. Let me show you about Cain and Abel real quick. Just going to go as far as the fat thereof, as far as us sacrificing to the Most High for atonement for ourselves as the Israelites. Genesis 4:1. And Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived. He knew her, and he laid with her, and she got pregnant, and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Most High. And she again bare his brother Abel. Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. So Abel kept sheep. Cain was like a farmer, tilling the ground. In the process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Most High. So he bought the fruit of the ground. What he had, as a farmer, he planted different crops, so he bought the fruit of the ground, whatever it is that he received from his labor. And Abel, he also bought of the firstling of his flock, and of the fat thereof. You see? The same thing he's telling Aaron and his sons, the priests, the same thing Abel knew to bring. So he knew the law. See? And Abel, verse 4, he also brought of the firstling of his flock, and of the fat thereof. And the Most High had respect unto Abel and to his offering. See? He was offering a sacrifice to the Most High. Now, going back to Leviticus 17, and verse 5, it says, to the end that the children of Israel may bring their sacrifices, which they offer in the open field, even that they may bring them unto the Most High, to the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, unto the priest, and offer them for peace offerings unto the Most High. The priest shall sprinkle the blood upon the altar of the Most High at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and burn the fat for a sweet savor unto the Most High. So that fat was burned for a sweet savor unto the Most High. That's the part of the animal that he wanted us to burn unto him for a sweet savor. As you see, burn the fat thereof. So he's showing you how we had the laws. Adam and Eve had their laws. And Cain and Abel. Says, and they shall no more offer their sacrifices unto devils, after whom they have gone a whoring. This shall be a statute forever unto them throughout their generations. I hear you. You see it's what's written, but what did Israel do? 1 Corinthians 10 and 20. We done left the old, now we in the new. 1 Corinthians 10 and 20. But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils and not to the Most High. And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils. Same thing, right? Ye cannot drink the cup of the Most High and the cup of devils. You cannot be partakers of the Most High's table and of the table of devils. So when you look at what he's saying, how we used to go a-whoring after the sacrifices of devils in following these other nations' gods. When it tells you in Psalm 96 and 5, for all the gods of the nations are idols. So, and he told us, learn not to wear the heathen. Don't go a-whoring after their gods to make you a devil too. So now we look at Psalms 106 and verse 34. It say, yeah, they sacrifice their sons and their daughters unto devils. What the Most High told us not to do, this is what they did. And still doing, because when you look at these religions and so forth, who set them up? Who allowed them to go down the way they're going down? Nobody have anything to do with setting up the Hebrew Israelites as far as governmental. It's spiritual from the Most High. You see? It tells in verse 35, but were mingled among the heathen, these other nations, and learned their works, contrary to what the Most High told us in Jeremiah 10 and 2. We learned their works. Here we are now, trying to come out of that mindset of the things that they have taught us in following their way instead of the right way, which is following the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. And they serve their idols. Here it is. We serve their idols. That's Christianity and Islam and all other religions that's set up from the Catholic Church. Serving idolatry, which is contrary to serving the Most High. And they served their idols, which were a snare, which is a trap unto them, to us. And we start defiling ourselves by following the ways of these other nations until this day. Until this day. You know, who told you that you don't have to follow the Most High? And you stand firmly in saying, I don't have to follow his laws. I'm not under the law. When you say I'm not under the law, you tell me you're not under, you have to follow what we're reading here in Leviticus. And as we go on further to look at more things that we're supposed to do, while I was, teaching last night concerning the mindset of how you've been programmed as a Christian. So this don't really, what does this really matter to you? Because you serve devils. You worship devils. Like you say, you're a Gentile. You're not a really Israelite. You're not really an Israelite. You're a Gentile. And you're still an Israelite born in the flesh, but you're a Gentile, because if you still follow the same way of the heathen, then that's why I say the Gentiles sacrifice the devils. You believe in their way. Their way is more important than the way that you're supposed to be following through a Mashiach Yahushua to the glory of the Most High. You better recognize this is real. This is the real as real could be. You see? verse 7 of Leviticus 17 again. And they shall no more offer their sacrifice unto devils, after whom they have gone a whoring. This shall be a statute forever unto them throughout their generations. That's what Israel was doing. Look at Deuteronomy 32. And 16. It said they provoked him to jealousy with strange gods, strange idols of these other nations. With abominations provoked they him to anger. With abominations, sinning, abominations are sins, wicked acts. We provoke the Most High to anger. Listen at this clearly in verse 17. They sacrificed unto devils, not to the Most High. You see, you don't realize, a lot of you out there, are you sacrificing to the devils? You don't realize that. You think you operating correctly when you still have the mindset of where you came from, more than likely from the church. When they not going over these laws saying this is what we have to do, this is what we done because you're taught you're a Gentile. They're not taught you're an Israelite. They say like those Israelites did in the Old Testament. But we in the New Testament now, we in the New Covenant. But the New Covenant is only to Israel. You're going to read your Bible and understand it. Jeremiah 31:31 down and Hebrews 8:8 down. To the northern tribes, to the southern tribes, to all 12 tribes of Israel. That's who the covenant is with. And you're going to put these laws in our minds. So Mashiach coming to bring the glory of the Most High to us, that we may know what's right according to the Most High and have opportunity to live forever and ever and ever. And our names being written in the book of life for being righteous. The only way you'll be righteous is to do what he say do, his rules and regulations. Hear what it said? Verse 16, Deuteronomy 32. They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods, strange idols. With abominations provoked they him to anger. We made the Most High angry. They sacrifice unto devils. We have the power of powers of powers, and we're going to sacrifice the devils. You're going to follow, a lot of you still following the same way that our ancestors that didn't know, that was lost, didn't know this Bible, didn't know the truth. You still follow the same way. A lot of you say, oh, my daddy, my mama, my granddaddy, my grandmother did this. So you're going to go right to hell right with them. And not knowing, 2/3 of our people are not going to make it. This is the highest calling you can be called in, to learn this truth, to learn the word of the Most High. Nothing's higher than this. You tell me what it is. I like to know. And more than me, inquiring minds are wondering, what you going to put above the Most High? Who you going to put above the Most High? Consider your ways, Israel. It says, they provoked him to anger, jealousy with strange gods, with abominations provoked they him to anger. They sacrificed unto devils, not to the Most High, to gods or idols whom they knew not. Like a lot of you don't know about these religions and so forth. Springing up. When they sprung up. A lot of y'all ask people, what's your religion? Well, when did it start? Who started it? How did it start? Where did they start? They don't know nothing about that. You just following traditions of men. That's it. That's what it says. To new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. Our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, ain't know nothing about no Catholic church. Show me in the Bible. Baptist church. Show me in the Bible. They got laws, statutes, commandments from the Most High that we're reading in Leviticus 17th chapter. From Genesis to Deuteronomy. They got the laws of the Most High. You think Moses was on a mountain for 40 days just getting the 10 commandments? Come on. You gotta have some kind of common sense. Moses was a powerful man that led us out of Egypt. 40 days, you think what he gonna, I mean, you can't even, you divide that 10 into 40, I mean, what he gave him little bit of a commandment each day. Come on now. It's over 600 laws, 613 laws. Plus what we got to learn from the understanding of the laws that's given to us throughout the Bible. Listen what verse 17, they sacrificed unto devils, not to the Most High, to gods whom they knew not, to new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. See? New gods, Nimrod, and Semiramis, his mama, slash wife, Tammuz, all that's dealing with the Trinity and all that stuff that y'all came up with and following to this day, and though you can't really go in here and prove it from Genesis to Revelation. You see? But you've been duped. I mean, think about it. So let's look at Trinity. So let's say new gods and new things that came up. Okay, look at the Trinity. If the Most High, we ask somebody, okay, well, you believe in the Trinity, they go to church, okay, they believe in the Trinity. Most High and Jesus Christ, as they call him, and the Holy Spirit are the same. It's all the same. One and the same, right? So they believe in the Trinity, so you ask them. So that means that you killed the Most High. So go what? Romans killed the Most High. Oh, are the Son of the Most High? No. If they are the same, they killed the Most High. Finished them. See how they feel then? Same people that they love and believe in killed the Most High. It's sad when you look at it. They killed the Son of the Most High, our big brother, Mashiach Yahushua. But it's just like they never did it. When you open up the Bible, they don't hardly open the Bible, but whenever you look at religions and so forth, it's just like these people never did it. Because you have him as a so-called white man on your walls and your houses and so forth, which is a lie. But they killed him. Sad, sad, sad. But our people love it so. I mean, you have to really look at what I just said. Meditate on that. Because you see us being killed the same way. Have been killed the same way. Sad, sad, sad. But it's real. You know, when you read Hebrews, the 11th chapter, the first chapter, the second verse, it says, in these last days, he's speaking to us through his son, Mashiach Yahushua. Look at 2 Chronicles 11. So this is dealing with Rehoboam, King Solomon's son. Let's start at verse 13. It says, and the priests and the Levites that were in all Israel resorted to him out of all their coasts. So the priests and Levites came to Rehoboam, for the Levites left their suburbs and their possession and came to Judah and Jerusalem. For Jeroboam and his son had cast them off from executing the priest's office unto the Most High. And Jeroboam is the wicked king that was over the northern tribes in northern Israel. He had cast off the priests and the Levites in doing the priestly job that they were doing, or the office that they were doing, and sacrificing for the children of Israel. And he ordained him priests for the high places and for the devils, you see here, for the high places and for the devils and for the calves which he had made. You know, he made 2 calves. He said, this is who brought us out of the land of Egypt. And after them, out of all the tribes of Israel, such as set their hearts or their minds to seek the Most High power of Israel, came to Jerusalem to sacrifice unto the Most High power of their fathers. So they strengthened the kingdom of Judah and made Rehoboam the son of Solomon strong. 3 years. For 3 years they walked in the way of David and Solomon. So that's, you look at it how, you know, Israel went off. Northern tribes went off. Or the Most High just cast them off. Jeroboam made 2 calves, 2 golden calves. You know, Aaron made 1. Jeroboam made 2. This is who brought us out of the land of Egypt. Always going back to Egypt and dealing with all the madness that the Hamites was dealing with. Instead of following the Most High, just as it is, like I say, you can go back today, up to this date, dealing with all these different religions that have you separated from the Most High, regardless of how you look at it, because they're not dealing with who we are and the understanding of coming back to Him properly. And they're talking about repent from what? How can you repent from breaking the Most High's laws if you're not under the law, as they teach? Makes no sense. But they'll try and go in here through the precept of men. And I've showed you breakdowns of how they teach we're not under the law, but we're under mercy and grace. You can't be an Israelite and a Gentile too. I mean, you can't be an Israelite and be like the other nations, learning to do in the same way that the other nation would have you to follow, and following their understanding, when the Most High never gave them the understanding of this Bible. But that's what you're doing in Christianity. You see? Following another nation. Islam, the Arabs, has nothing to do with us. We have our own power. And He is the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And Jacob is the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. We have the power of powers of powers. Everything else is dealing with idolatry. You can see it through their symbols and everything. They worship on what? The first day of the week? Most I said the 7th day is His day. So you're looking at a lot of idolatry that's happening right now with our people that they continually follow, and it's going to lead them straight to hell. That hellfire, the lake of fire. This is not, He say the righteous scarcely going to be saved. And those are they that are following the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High, that have the faith in the Mashiach Yahushua, that fear the Most High. It's more than just what it is that a lot of brothers are, bringing forth. You got to know these laws. You got to follow these laws to the best of your ability. Or, different than Israel when we read about what we did in the past. Here we are. This is you right here. If you're not looking at what's right from wrong, according to the Most High. Daniel's 9 and 11. Yeah. Daniel's 9 and 11. Yeah, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. So you can't, how you, the Most High gonna bless you and you're not doing what he say do? Therefore, the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses that we're reading, the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him. See? Don't let nobody tell you that you don't have to follow what they're saying. Whenever they say you're not under the law, they saying you don't have to follow the Most High. You're just slapping the Most High in the face. If you could. That's just imaginary, because you can't do that. And so your arm too short to box with the Most High. It say, and he hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem. Wherever we're scattered, we can see what's happening to us, because we as a people refuse to come back to the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Therefore, the curse is poured upon us. That he said, what he said he would do, he's doing it. Those that have eyes to see, better see. As it is written in the law of Moses, all this evil is come upon us. Yet made we not our prayer before the Most High our power, that we might turn from our iniquity. We may turn from sin and understand thy truth. The truth tell you in Psalms 119, 142, thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law, that's the Most High's law, is the truth. Verse 14, therefore hath the Most High watched upon the evil. He looked upon the evil. See, that he made evil for those that break his laws. Therefore hath the Most High watched upon the evil and brought it upon us. Hear it? Because of our iniquity. For the Most High our power is righteous in all his works. He's righteous in bringing the evil to those that are against him, that don't want to follow his rules and regulations, don't want to follow his laws, statutes, and commandments. The Most High, our power, is righteous in all his works, which he doeth. For we are obeyed not his voice. So when you look at us trying to come back to him, and it's to all of us, he tells us we got to seek him 10 times more. You can't just think, oh, I know these scriptures and this, and I'm in there. You ain't in there. None of us in there. We ain't in there till we done made it to the kingdom, and we done made it to the 1,000 years of Mashiach Shai showing us of the Father and going into the Most High kingdom when he's going to be all in all. That's what this is about. It's a process. And you got to make it through. Or you have something called the lake of fire waiting for a lot of people because they take this lightly. They're not serious about this. Serious enough, I might say. When you understand who I'm talking about, I don't think a lot of people understand. Go to look at Exodus 34 and 14. For thou shalt worship no other power, no other idol. For the Most High, whose name is jealous, is a jealous power. Dost thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, as our people have, in all these different religions and so forth, and they go a-whoring after their gods? That's what you're doing. Semiramis, Nimrod, Tammuz. As it is written in the Bible, you're doing the same things now. They got you all mesmerized. And they go a-whoring after their gods, and do sacrifice unto their gods, and one call thee, and thou eat of his sacrifice, and thou take of their daughters unto thy sons, and their daughters go a whoring after their gods, and make thy sons go a whoring after their gods. And what's going to happen if you do it? If you do that, I'm telling you, hey, once you start to take on the gods of these other nations, then your sons and your daughters going to go after their children, or their kids, or their whatever you want to call them. And this was going to happen. He told us in Deuteronomy 7 and 3, he said, neither shalt thou make marriages with them. This is the law. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. Same thing we just read in Exodus. But the Most High speak once, say twice. You got to keep reminding us over and over again. Like, I heard that. So what, you heard it? You still got to hear it again and again and again and again. Because you say Most High speak once, yea twice, man perceive it not. When he really want to get you, he'll direct your path and while you sleep. He knows sometimes you got to go to sleep. And when you go to sleep and you in darkness, he going to come to you and direct your paths in which way you should go, regardless of what man sees. The man only can see what he can see visible with his eyes. He can't see what you're seeing when you sleep. You hear what he said? He said, neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. Why? For they will turn away thy son from following me. That's why the Most High didn't want us to have marriages with the other nations outside of the 12 tribes of Israel. He said, for they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. See? Here it is. But if you accept the way of the heathen, all these things that they have set up for you to follow, from birth in your womb, matter of fact, in the womb to birth to death, then this happens to you. For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Most High be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly. Can't get no clearer than that. Most High get angry, he said, I'm going to destroy you. I'm going to kill you. That's what he's saying. I'm going to kill you for this. But see, we always try to find a way around what it is the Most High is telling us. That's why I tell you in the Ecclesiasticus 3:24, for many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion has overthrown their judgment. See, we have many scriptures to show you that you're not supposed to be dealing with that. You're not supposed to be doing that because the Most High name is jealous. And he say, when you get with these other nations, since all the gods of the nations are idols, Psalms 96:5, regardless of them trying to call themselves being a Christian or whatever religion it is that you see in this day and time, the Most High word is true, people. You can't go nowhere else and see where this is going on in the Bible. But right now, if you're going to follow the way of the heathen, you're going to go straight to the lake of fire. Your name ain't going to be written in the book of life. If you do opposite what he say do, and you know, can't say you don't know, because they know. We just got to follow the Most High. And ain't nobody can fight against the Most High. He got your back if you love him and follow him, keep his commandments. Don't go astray. See, they know. I mean, they know that they have to do what they have to do to have us in an oppressive state, so our minds can't concentrate on following the Most High. But you got to overcome that through reading this Bible. Because this is what they know. Look at Ezekiel 39:23. Ezekiel 39:23. And the heathen, that's these other nations outside of the 12 tribes of Israel, shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity, for their sins, because they trespassed against me. Therefore hid I my face from them, and gave them into the hand of their enemies. Therefore hid I my face from them, and gave them into the hand of their enemies. So fell they all by the sword. See? He killed us. And he gave the remnant of us that he didn't kill into the hand of our enemies. He told us he's going to do that. So here we are looking at, we don't have to follow the Most High, but we got to follow the law of the land. We got to follow our enemies. He said he's going to give us to the hand of our enemies. You're saying you got to follow the enemies, and their laws are more important than the Most High's. You still got to follow the law of the land. Those laws that will not, that you won't be prosecuted for, doing something and, getting put in jail and so forth, but you're supposed to be following the laws of the Most High. That's what's important. When you please him, he make even your enemies be at peace with you. But how do you please him? But you're not going to do what he say do. You're disobedient. You're doing your own thing. He gonna jack you up. Then you want something to happen good for you. Then it's, everything turned around and it's all jacked up on you. Then you want somebody to feel sorry for you because you knew better. How many of us have been through this for years and years? Fell out. Fell off. Fell off. Stop doing what they were doing before. Next thing you know, you see them, the spirit is not on them anymore. They finished. You can see it in their eyes and their spirit, their movement, everything is different. Don't let it be you. It says what? According to their uncleanness, verse 24, and according to their transgressions have I done unto them, and hid my face from them. See? Hid his face from us. Turn his back on us. And the heathen know this. These other nations know this. So what do you think? They're going to teach you the right way? No. Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 7 says, as when salvation comes to the children of Israel, Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 7 says, as for the way of the Most High and of Mashiach Yahushua, we have not known it. Point blank. I don't care how much teaching you do. The Most High already have ordained what they're going to say. That's why everybody comes to you. That's why Mashiach Yahushua says he's going to smite the nations and rule them with a rod of iron. That's the laws of the Most High. So we're going to have a remnant of all the nations that's going to serve the children of Israel in our kingdom. But he didn't want us to give with these other nations or, follow their ideology of whoredom. Spiritual whoredom. Spiritual fornication. That's what we was doing. And see, that's what happened with us. We fell into it until this day, and that's why we're in the condition we're in now, because we like to wear the heathen better. We like having fun and doing the things that they have set up for you to do. Because they're full of all adventure. Everything you want to know is in this Bible. They tell you how they think. If that's how you think, you are a heathen, Israel. Because your mind is just like a heathen. The way you think is just like a heathen. So who are you? Think about it. You are who you portray yourself as. Yes, just like a heathen. If you don't follow the ways of the Most High, his ways are clear. And it's not hard, it's just people want to make it hard because they want to come up with an excuse to do their own thing. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 12. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication. The devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication. And the invention of them, the corruption of life. So who did it? Look at verse 12, give you an indication. Verse 11. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles, shall there be a visitation, because in the creation of the Most High they are become an abomination and stumbling blocks to the souls of men, and a snare or a trap to the feet of the unwise. See, that's why you're looking at, he's letting you know here that those that are following these idolatrous acts in whoredom and spiritual fornication, you're following the ways or the precepts of men to make you unwise. Most I don't look at you as being wise when you're doing the same thing that we were doing back in the Greek Empire, the Roman Empire, Byzantine Empire, the Renaissance period to now. Them same spirits got to come back. So therefore, the same spirits that was like heathen, that, you know, dismissed from being an Israelite during the Greek Empire. There was no Israelite when the Mashiach came in the Roman Empire. They were still Greeks. They still were, as it says, Antiochians. Their race was after a so-called white man, just like you are today. Your race is after Amerigo Vespucci. You American. Same thing. What's the difference? Same thing. Only they made themselves, wicked men made themselves as their race as such. Here you are, just as someone just taking it on, whatever it is. All the different nationalities that we've had as Judah, and all 12 tribes come from the waters of Judah, it tells us in Isaiah 48:1. So here we are scattered in the four corners of the earth, and especially here in this Western Hemisphere, everybody just taking on whatever it is, whatever name that they say we are. Come on. Spiritual fornication, all these different religions that have been set up for you to follow. When you have them in the Bible, they can't show you nothing. As they are too. Even if you say go to your nose, use whatever means you need to be able to have this information, where is it at? Where is it at? That you really can say, I'm really trying to make it to the kingdom by studying to show myself approved to the Most High, rightly dividing the word of truth. Precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. As we're doing in these last days, to bring our people back to the Most High and out of this spiritual fornication that has locked us up as a people. And you see people whenever they come around and they churchified, they've been Edomanized, they dealing with the system, they goats. They all hurrah, hurrah, hurrah about the same thing that they learned from the church. Where they going to go to? John 3:16. That's the last resort. Spiritual fornication. Not even understanding the Most High, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You ain't got to go no further. For God. We say, God, who is he the God of? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Exodus 3:15, 16, Matthew 22:32, Acts 3:13. Period. Forever. A memorial to all generations. If you're not of Jacob, then he's not even your power. I mean, there's too many scriptures dealing with the chosen that we go into that kills all of that. We ain't got to go no further than the Most High. He said, you only have known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquity. Talking to who? Israel. Amos 3:1 and 2. I mean, it's there. Straight up. It's just people don't want to hear because they want all of their wildest dreams to be part of these Gentile nations that most are even they're not even dealing with. You are Israelite, but you want to be part of what their Well, to bring them into what it is that the Most High is giving you. That's why it says, look, for the devising of idols, and tell you all the gods of the nations are idols. It just said the Gentiles in verse 11. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them, the corruption of life. There it is. Your life is corrupted. You can't make it say anything different or mean anything different. When you're looking at all these different religions that come from where? Man or woman. You know that's off. For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. See, they wasn't from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. For by the vainglory of men, they entered into the world, and therefore shall they come shortly to an end. See? I was going to deal with Caesar Borgia, that white image that was set up to represent our power, who was a black man, or Mashiach Yahushua, when you read Revelation 1, 13 and 15. It says, for a father afflicted with untimely mourning, when he had made an image of his child, soon taken away. Caesar Borgia, that so-called white image that they painted of Mashiach Yahushua, died before his son Rodrigo Borgia, Pope Alexander VI of Rome, now honored him as a god unto this day. You can't deny the Bible, which was then a dead man, and delivered to those that were under him ceremonies and sacrifices. They start having ceremonies and sacrifices toward him. Spiritual fornication that our people have every day. If they had it up in their house, in their church, or wherever it is, that's spiritual fornication. That's against the Most High's law, statutes, commandments. It says, thus, in process of time, an unrighteous custom grown strong was kept as a law. It was kept as a law. When they came over here in 1492, what they have? Caesar Borgia, and they had people believing that unto this day, especially our people, that the so-called white man is the Most High. And he is